Investigation of its major shareholder, Howard Hughes. Now coming in from the left again, look at the beautiful shape of that fuselage, looks like a dolphin.
Absolutely beautiful. I just can't get enough watching Connie fly. And apparently that wing is, Lockheed did the design on it, and although it's got 4 engines, Ando, that wing is based on the design of the wing for the P-38 twin military operations. In fact, the last one flying in the US military was used by the Golden Knights as the parachute team until the 1980s. It was actually retired in 1985 as the Golden Knights parachute aircraft.
It was certainly used by the American forces up there in Vietnam, and the RAAF as well, number 35 Squadron. It's amazing to think that of the 300 of these aircraft that were manufactured by de Havilland Canada, I think the Canadians only purchased 7 of them, which is a bit strange that it was one of their designs and they didn't use it very much.
Certainly is, mate, and we're going to have the sound of Connie taxiing in as the Caribou comes back again. Enjoy this one, lots of radial goodness. Very distinctive brake sound on Connie, isn't it?
Very typical Lockheed. Southeast Asian users of this was the Royal Lao Air Force, and is being flown by the CEO of that squadron, Wing Commander Steve Pesci.
All the way down from Amberley in Queensland. They've worked their way down and held off over the ocean for us, but they're now ready. They're lining up on the runway to come in and do their pass. So if you look to the right, you can see the enormous Boeing C-17 Globemaster III.
Now there is a beautiful camera shot for you. 8 of these aircraft currently in service with the RAAF as our strategic and tactical airlifter, part of the Air Mobility Group. Powered by 4 40,400-pound thrust Pratt & Whitney F117 turbofans. That's why that is so quiet up there, whisper quiet. Prototype first flew in September 1991. And there are about 250 of these have been built. 2 major variants, and as at 2015 there are 9 countries operating this aircraft.
Wonderful to see them here in Australian service too. The original delivery only had 3 or 4 aircraft. The government and the Air Force have found them so versatile that they've virtually doubled that fleet size now. Boeing are no longer building. The production line shut down only recently, I believe, over there at Long Beach in California.
Yeah, on the 29th of November 2015.
Oh, there you go.
Produced the last one.
There you go. So, and I believe there was a few there. They called them whitetail versions, I think, and yeah, basically open to whoever wanted to come and buy them. I think we're all very glad that Australia was one of those countries that did exactly that.
Yeah, they bought a few extra ones. Qatar bought an extra one, but as you can see here, coming in not so much along the runway, but pretty much directly at us, the giant C-17 from the south, folks. Have a look to your left.
There, with everything out and dirty. The aircraft exactly the information they need in real time.
What do we think of Paul's flying so far, ladies and gentlemen?
Absolutely fantastic.
The aircraft, the Woodfits Pro, was custom built and weighs in at barely 600 kilograms. However, it is powered by a 400 horsepower engine, making it without doubt one of the highest performing aerobatic biplanes in the world today. Paul's Airshow season